Coming soon to this theater.
What up, everybody? It's your man, Brian. We are back this week for another episode of CG Monster Movie Club, the stream where we get together. We watch a horror movie. It's always something that's not behind a paywall. It's either something on Tubi or on YouTube. In this case, it was something that was available both on Tubi and YouTube. So that way you can either watch the movie beforehand and then just jump in the chat, or even just jump in the stream and give us your thoughts on the movie. And then also, if you haven't watched the movie and from listening to us discuss it, you think to yourself, this is something I want to watch, then all you have to do is click the link in the description and you can watch the movie for free. Booyah. So anyway, this week we are doing Werewolves on Wheels, which is a hybrid exploitation movie from, I think, 1972. I always try to do shit off the top of my head. I don't know why. It's not an ego thing, I mean, it's not like I'm proud of the fact that I'm like a walking encyclopedia of like useless facts and knowledge about horror movies. But let me bring in my co-host. Your man, your boy, I can honestly say he's definitely your boy. Fucking Matt Burke. Go back Butch Cleaver 2, link in the description below.
What's
Matt,
up, Brian?
how are you? I'm okay, man. I'm hanging in there. As maybe like a biker from the 70s would say, maintaining, man, maintaining.
Maintaining, bro. I'm maintaining with this Weinstefaner Vitus right here.
Oh,
it's one of my favorite beers.
Oh, it's
you know about that, right?
No, it was a Weiss beer.
It's a Weinstefaner, oldest brewery in the world from Germany. Yeah, and it's Vitus. Pretty good stuff, like 7%. It's like a light dark beer. Really good. Really good. You should check into it. I mean, beers. Yeah, it's and again, oldest brewery in the world, and it's German, so you probably like it.
Well, dude, they've got the Germans are very serious about their brewing laws.
Oh yeah,
the laws that they have from like the 1800s, like those are like from the 1700s. Those are still in effect.
It's like holy laws, not.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah.
No, beer is to Germans what wine is to the French and the Italians.
Yeah, man. And I just, it's good to have a nice beer. You know what I mean? I usually just do it on the show, and then maybe if I'm doing like a review or something, you know what I mean? I want to get too crazy, but just the line of functional alcoholism. You know what I mean?
It's not alcoholism if you're just having like one, or you're just having a couple, or enjoy responsibly. Like I barely drink these days, but I'll have like a drink. I'll have a beer, or if I'm going out with friends or something, I might get like a little glass of like some top shelf shit.
Oh yeah,
because I know I'm not going to be drinking all night, so let me just get like one really good drink.
Yeah, and if I drink, like I'll just fall asleep. Like if I'm at like social gatherings, I have to stand up and be like talking to people and walking around. If I'm like sitting there, like it's just like a waste of my time, because I'd rather, like right now we're chilling, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to be like, ugh. But I'd rather be like drawing or something. I can't like drink a beer and sit there and start working on drawing or typing or writing or something. You know what I mean? Like I'll just fall asleep. It's fun.
Yeah, you don't want that.
No. Yeah, man. I backed a book I was going to tell you about a week and a half ago or something like that. Maybe 2 weeks ago. It was by the guy that created the co-creator of 30 Days of Night. I think Ben Templesmith's his name.
Yes, Ben Templesmith.
I think it's called Original Hate. About Neanderthals that they thaw out, kind of like, I don't know, man, kind of like Encino Man meets what is it, 30 Days of Night, you know what I mean? And a thing, because I don't know if it takes place in Antarctica or what, but I just saw it and I was like, dude, I'm like back. I was watching the skit show and he was on.
Yes. Our friend Skits had Ben Templesmith on, and Templesmith was like very cool. You know what I mean? No ego on that dude whatsoever.
No, he doesn't seem like a cool cat, you know.
He does, and that book, he showed the trailer, and I was like, I think I'm gonna have to back that too. When I have, you know what I mean? Because there's just so many books.
It's hard.
Yeah, it looks amazing. Yeah, I was thinking it looks like a good version of Trog. Trog, oh my God, Trog was this this really cheesy horror movie about a troglodyte, right? A primitive man, or or just pre-human, that's discovered like in a cave somewhere, and then Joan Crawford tries to reach him. That's cool. It's a mess.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Any prehistory stuff I gobble up. Anything like any genre. I don't know why I'm into it. My lady, she had a VHS like from back in the day, and it was the Ringo Starr one. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, Caveman. Yeah,
I liked it. I thought it was awesome, dude.
It's hysterical. Yeah. That's an awesome movie. The stop motion and shit.
Anything with Jurassic stuff, Primal, anything. I just love like history, prehistory, dinosaurs, all that stuff. Like I eat it up, dude. I don't know why. I'm really into it. Max, kind of like that a little bit.
I think because it deals with things that are very primal, and you have to remember we're still cavemen basically with smartphones and AK-47s.
Yeah, you know, like them. Basically, we just had dogs. That's how we took out the Neanderthal, was with man's best friend, and they evolved side by side with us. I mean, some scientists I've heard, you know, and
some of them think that we crossbred too. That some of us have Neanderthal DNA, which is interesting. Which is cool because that means they didn't die out. They just kind of integrated. And the fact that we could crossbreed, that means that they were human. Yeah. Right?
Oh yeah, definitely. They were, just another. Well, I don't want to use the word subspecies, but another species. Right. Well, I guess it is a subspecies. And also there was the giants allegedly too. I know we're trailing off, but
that's okay.
Like they don't want to talk about it though. Like a lot of the people that wrote the history books, like the Darwinism, they don't want. They want to say, like man evolved from monkey, but it's like no, there was a bunch of different subspecies at the same time, and allegedly, they're finding all these bones. Abraham Lincoln found bones. All these old presidents found bones all over the place, and you see these like very similar societies and cultures saying that these giants, they were cannibals, a lot of them allegedly, and they worshipped them, and some of them might have been the Nephilim, some maybe not. And they had like 6 fingers and 2 rows of teeth, and allegedly they were cannibals. So they were imagine that. Imagine being a human, a Homo sapien, and you're fighting Neanderthals and giants. You know what I mean? They're all trying to eat you. I mean, to me, that doesn't sound far-fetched. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Not at all.
Survival of the fittest, and then we got a dog. Like that's a story right there, bro. That's a comic right there.
That is. That would make for a great story. But yeah, Templesmith's idea is that they find like a bunch of frozen Neanderthals, and they're like, oh, we'll just freeze them out, and they're just like humans, enemies.
Oh yeah.
Right, straight like up. These are the motherfuckers that wiped out like our village, killed our family, murdered our children and our women. So what do you think they're gonna do? They're going to go on the offensive, and it looks bloody as hell and gory, and just it looks amazing.
I love his art style too. He was talking about it a little bit too. Like I love hearing how people like what their process is. I'm like a nerd for like, I guess comic book artist nerd. Like just he does that and he does that because he does original stuff, and he was scanning it in and then fucking with it in Photoshop with layers, and I like that. I don't know if you're familiar with the artist. Did some crazy stuff called Damian Worm. He worked with Niles a little bit. There's a book called The October Faction they worked on. It was pretty cool.
I don't think so.
It was like a family that hunted monsters, and I think they did two arcs, 2 series, I guess they were calling them that, with like 6 and 6, but it was good. And but then they made a TV show of it, and it was just woke, and it wasn't good. It was not as good as the books were, really layery and kind of.
You just don't want to see anything adapted right now. Anything that you care about adapted right now.
No,
it's just just oh god, like I'm cringing thinking about like what the Conan and the Solomon Kane series are going to be like. I'm like, oh, please let that please not let that not happen. Let something happen where we're not where people get hurt, but let something go wrong where like those projects just get scrapped for like the next 3-4 years.
Yeah, I don't want to see it, man.
I don't. It's like, especially after the Lord of the Rings trailer.
Well, it's so cringe, dude. Like, but I'll tell you, the Batman though. I'm excited for the Batman. I got my tickets already. I'm going this weekend by myself, and yeah, it sounds awesome. I heard some Yellow Flash did a video about the ratings or the reviews saying how it was too dark. It's too dark in these times. And I was watching Matt Reeves, the director, because he's got thousands of videos promoting it, and he was saying that like, how can we make this a horror movie in some ways? And it's got that. Seven and Zodiac feel to it. I don't mind that the Riddler's a Zodiac like kind of ripoff. I fucking love
not
it.
At all.
I love it, and it's proto Riddler, proto Penguin, and proto Catwoman. And then Batman's going to be kind of scary in there, sort of. And I found out what the symbol was on the chest. It's not his father's. It's not the gun that killed his parents. It's something better. It's like this.
What is it?
It's a fucking knife, dude. He just pulls it out and it cuts like metal cables and shit, and fucking it's badass, dude.
Something practical.
Yeah, it's like a glaive or a glaive, dude.
Oh no shit! Oh, okay,
dude,
that's cool. I don't consider that like a huge spoiler. What up, Sim? Sim in the chat.
This fool goes ta-ta, and the fucking gun comes and pops into his hands. He has double grapple guns in both hands, and then they just pop right back up into his forearms. He shoots two of them at two guys, and there's a backflip off a fucking roof. And I was like, oh my god, this looks so tight.
I hope the fight scenes are good. That's the one thing that always disappoints me in every Batman movie. It's like, and it's a guy in a costume. Get fucking Scott Adkins in there, for the fight scenes, and let him fucking flip around and and whip people's asses. It's the same thing with the Spider-Man movies. The only Spider-Man movies where they actually did that are the Andrew Garfield ones. Which leave a lot to be desired. But I was
like an actor.
Yeah.
Did you see any of the fight stuff so far? Like the little snippets of fights that they've had in the trailers?
A little bit. That shot where they're just like, where they're just emptying their guns into him. I'm thinking like, why is he just standing there and just like letting them, shoot him?
Did you see the one where the Joker thug comes at him with the machete? You see that scene?
Yes.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's what sold me on the movie. I was like, okay, and it looked like Streets of Fire because they're under the bridge,
Yes.
I just got Streets of Fire, and the whole movie's just dark. And I was like, dude, that's just like he rolled up on the set of Streets of Fire, like just a couple years later, like maybe a decade later, it's the same neighborhood. That's how I felt. I'm like, fucking love Streets of Fire with the ice, with Willem Dafoe, and I thought of that. And
I saw that at the Alamo Draft House actually, because I'd never seen that in its theatrical release. I'd only seen it on home video and cable, and I always loved that movie. And at the Alamo Draft House, they were showing it in 4K, and I was just like, "Oh yeah!"
Dude, this movie's 3 hours long too.
That's the thing that bugs me.
Yeah,
that's the thing that bugs me. Is why does every movie have to be 3 hours? Why not just break it into two 90-minute movies? Yeah, that's because you can't release a 90-minute movie if it's a big tentpole movie these days.
And they said there was no humor in it. Like some lady was complaining, it's not for kids. There's no humor. The world's too fucked up to release this movie. Batman doesn't smile. I'm like, oh. And then some guy was like, yeah, this movie's made for the Bat fans. The average person that wants to be entertained and have a fun, it's like, you're not going to like it. But all the fans are going to love it, which is a small minority. I'm like, yes, fuck yeah. I'm so happy, dude. And
Thank you. That's what we want.
Over, dude. Like, I don't know. I've seen a bunch of, like, where he's just taking fools out with guns and stuff. And I know he's young and everything. And I haven't seen him in any movies, so I can't really, I've seen him in, like, The Lost City of Z or something like that.
Oh, he's a good actor. He's a proper actor. I know a lot of people, they're all pissed off because, he's in those horrible Twilight movies, Twiglet, I call them, right? And, he's like a scrawny, like 98-pound weakling, but he is a proper actor. He did something, Robert Pattinson did something real smart. He welded himself to David Cronenberg immediately after the Twilight movies.
That's pretty smart.
The same way that Ryan Gosling welded himself to Nicholas Winding Refn, right? Which is, it's like, okay, you want credibility as an actor, find Leonardo DiCaprio welded himself to Martin Scorsese, right? Find a really good director and do a bunch of movies with that director. Then you'll
Russell Carpenter. I mean, it's different genre.
Yes.
It's fun, but hey, I mean, but still, it's,
But he was like a kids movie star.
yeah,
He was in
Disney
those
star.
Disney movies, like World's Strongest Man.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm pumped up for that movie, dude. I'm like really everything I'm hearing about it. All the bad reviews are like the good reviews for me, and I'm
They're
seeing
not
more and
making
more.
it for the new fans; they're making it for the old fans.
Yeah, and I always see him like kind of he kind of looks like a leaned out like Neil Adams Batman to me a little bit, like kind of like the thin, tall one. You know what I mean? And like if you put
I
him in a
like the
blue,
collar. It's has a little Dracula kind of a thing to
yeah,
it. Right?
and then there's a big. He's got the Adam West nose on there.
Yeah, he
they're a
kind of
big,
does, doesn't he?
yeah, and the director said he's a real big fan of like Adam West and stuff too. You know, which is whatever. You know, but we'll see.
Yeah, and as Sim points out, Batman from Snyder was on point. I am a Batfleck fan. I love.
Yeah,
Batfleck.
he's the best. But I'll take this 1 second so far. So far,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
so far what I see. Let me sit through 3 hours with a bucket of popcorn and some you know, some soda or something, and then I'll tell you how it is. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I wish that Ben Affleck had been able to make his Batman movie.
Yeah, I wanted that one too.
Oh my God, that was, just the description of it was amazing, right?
Yeah.
It was going to basically be like Arkham Asylum.
Yeah,
and
I don't blame the director to kind of take, because if I was the director, I would have done the same thing. I would have came in, and if I had the power, I would have just scrapped everybody's shit and
Sure,
built my own universe with the young actor, and I would have signed him in for 6 movies. I'm like, you're doing 6 movies.
I just wish that after the Nolan movies, because I love the first two Nolan movies.
Yeah,
I still wish that they had a little bit more of a sense of fun and adventure. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be played straight. I'm just saying that it's just like, it's fucking Batman. Do you know what I mean?
This one's going to be very straight. Like this one's going to be even like there's no fantasy in this one.
Well, yeah. Once again, it's like the thing that
that's probably what you
excited
won't
me.
like about it.
The thing that I'm like looking forward to this as well. It looks great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm more than willing to give it a chance. I'm expecting it to be good. It's just the thing that to me was so monumental about Batfleck was for the first time we had Batman in a world with aliens.
Yeah.
Demons,
fantastic.
The supernatural, the fourth world, all that shit. Like to
he's
me,
always going to be the best.
So cool.
That's always going to be the best Batman in an older age. You know what I mean? And smart and buff and a tank, and it's got all the gadgets. And someone put it on Twitter too that like fucking Batman studied the Smallville fight, so like that's how he was able to dodge all of the fucking haymaker punches and shit. I was like, oh wow, that makes sense, because he was throwing the same blows and he was blocking them in BVS.
Monsters do that, man.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
And he fight scene, dude, at the warehouse, it just made the movie for me.
Oh, dude, that's the best Batman scene ever. Ever.
Cinematic history, in my humble opinion.
Yeah. No, same here. And I hate I hated that movie. I was like really just unhappy with it. But that scene, and then I saw the 3-hour version, and then I was like, okay, this is better, considerably better, because first of all, it was coherent.
Yeah,
right.
It was better. And it was,
and
you got
second, I could forgive the whole Batman killing people thing a little bit more, because I was like, oh, yeah, this is a fallen Batman.
Yeah.
Right. This is a Batman that's just like, after the murder of Robin, is just like, I'm not fucking around anymore.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Like for me, like, I don't know. I like my Batman as a killer. I like him as not. I like them both. Like I'm weird. Like I just fucking love Batman. He's one of my favorite. Him and Dracula are like my favorite too. But I like seeing different versions of him too. I like all the different thousands of different universes, and the older ones and the younger ones. And this new one, I like this too, because to me, like my favorite Batman movies is Begins, and to me this seems like Begins Part 2. Like this is where, like it is. It's like where the Dark Knight. It's where Batman Begins left off. He's a year and a half in. He doesn't go. He's not a ninja in this franchise either. He goes around to different people all over and learns things on his own.
Right, which is what he should be doing. Like in the Batman animated series, like how he like studied with Zatanna's father, to learn how to like be like an escape artist.
He's really smart in here, like really smart. Like I was watching videos. They have a prequel book. And it talks about what he was doing as a kid. He was already working on a Batmobile and street racing as a kid in his teens. And we're talking about that. And I Alfred also he's an ex-spy, ex-MI6 in this one, Andy Serkis. So he teaches him like this first, entry level into martial arts, which I don't know. That's kind of cool. And I don't know, man. I'm fucking really excited for this movie, man. I'm really, really excited. At first, when I heard the casting, I was like, I don't know about that. But
yeah, the jawline.
Well, he's got the jawline. I mean, and he's tall too. He's got the biggest head. His head's like, I guess he said he had he tried on the only head he could fit into was George Clooney's, and then he had to use Val Kilmer's body or something. So he's got the biggest.
Like the screen tests.
Yeah, he's tall too. I think him and Affleck are like the same. Like he looks fine.
Yeah, and if you've seen him in other movies like the David Cronenberg movies, he's a proper actor. And it's just like it's the same thing with Leonardo DiCaprio. Right after Titanic, if he had made the wrong move, that would have destroyed him. If he had done more like romance movies, that would have completely annihilated his career. But like I said, he did the smart thing, welded himself to a really good director, and then and showed that he has proper acting chops. And people are like, oh, like his hair looks a little emo. I'm like, well, maybe that's kind of what Bruce Wayne might look like today. Yeah, right?
Or maybe just in general, like when he's like doesn't like maybe when he's starting the war on crime, maybe he's kind of like, in the cut, like kind of stealthy a little bit, And I've seen pictures like where someone put up, because there's thousands of different artists that drew Batman with different hairstyles. And one of them was that hairstyle, exactly that hairstyle.
Costumes and everything. It's like Frank Miller said. He's a character, same thing with Dracula, that's so simple that he's open to countless variations. Like, everybody, I have a Batman in my head. Like, if I ever get to write Batman, I'm thinking, I'd like him to be a little more theatrical looking, a little more Phantom of the Opera.
I got a whole Batman story written, ready to go whenever.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
No one's done it. It's so primitive, like you're saying, and the idea I have is so primitive, and the words that I've chosen, no one's picked them. Like I always try to go for things that are just hopefully that I could do one day. It's just real simple shit that no one, but I think everyone's got a good Batman story in them.
Yeah, I certainly have one that I'd like to do. Although now what I'd like to see in the movies, I'd like to see James Wan do a Batman Malignant crossover.
Yeah, he would be the guy I would go to. From the get, like he's, I was thinking the other day too. I was like, like if in the 90s, just real quick, I know we're sidetracking, but what if Brandon Lee played Batman? Like he's got, I've seen it like in Showdown Little Tokyo with the slick black hair. Like he could pull out Bruce Wayne. Like, give him a chance, He hasn't had that many movies, but I'm just saying.
And somebody that could actually,
he's got the jawline and he's ripped up, like kind of like Pattinson, but more ripped. Like maybe a little shorter, but I think he would have been a good Batman, dude.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt.
He got the moves too. He's got the moves, dude. Yeah.
Right. That's like I said. It's just like you can put anybody in that costume, right?
Yeah. And again,
that put Tony Jaa in that thing for the fight scenes.
I like some
Iko Uwais or one of those cats.
It's cool to have buff Batman. It's cool to have a little younger Batman. Like I don't care really. And I've seen a bunch of interviews too where they're like, dude, we wanted him lean, we wanted him small because it's like a year and a half into his career. Right. So he's going to be kind of tiny and he's not roided up yet. He don't need to be that big really. And then they wanted him to be able to move. MMA fighters is like the main thing. That was the first thing they did was to have him, move around to be able to fight really good in the suit,
Which makes sense. Now with Batfleck, of course, he would just bulked up because, that's like Frank Miller Batman.
Yeah, straight up, 100%. Yeah.
Right?
He's perfect. That's the perfect Batman. Like for me, I would have just made the ears a little taller, just because I like pointy ears.
Yeah, I like the ears a little bit taller too. But yeah, without a doubt. Let me address some of the people in the chat. Devil Flyer, what up? He says, "Hail Brian, my auction items mailed to me today. Will receive soon." I don't know if you're the one who backed the prints, right? Because I put up like I think it was like 4 or 5 signed prints with a rare misprinted comic cover, because that's not out yet. I went to the post office yesterday at like 8 o'clock at night, and the thing where you dump your mail was like broken, so
Or
I have
locked.
to try again tonight. So if you're waiting for that from me, I apologize, but it is on the way, or will be on its way, of very, very, very soon. Yeah, it was like an auction thing that RJ was doing.
Oh, I saw that last week for the kids, right?
Yeah, for putting comics in the hands of kids in hospitals.
That's so cool.
And yeah, I have to admit, I'm not like, side eyeing anybody, but I really wish, like, damn, some of the heavy hitters could have come in there and raised a butt ton of money.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
And
Maybe we should do
great,
that like once a year or something. You know what I mean, or something like that. You know what I mean? At least maybe, and like kind of schedule it out. Maybe throw it on the fucking calendar, do like a campaign for one night or something. You see that calendar that Homeboy put up, Bancroft? It's just fucking awesome, dude. It's good. People could save now. People could save and forecast what they want to buy. You know what I mean? That's that, and then great. We can kind of set, because I want to do St. Patrick's Day. That's the day I want to do for books. God willing, I'm still making books. You know what I mean? I always want to do that. Oh
hell yeah! And when I get like all of the new books, then I'll be able to put them on, what is it, Indie Vault? Right? No, not that Indie Vault. That Indie Vault. Sorry if you're watching.
Oh man,
sorry about that. Boy, is that a cluster F or what, man? Oh, those poor dudes, man. Those poor dudes. What a. Yeah, but what is the website where people can buy?
Oh, CG Now. CG Now.
CG Now.
Hopefully I get on there. I mean, I don't see why not. I got like a few more head sketches to do. I'm working on those right now, and then I'm gonna start fulfilling pretty soon. I just got to start signing the books, and hopefully next week or the week after. So I'm really excited.
Hell to the yeah! And
your book just came in too, right? Or
yeah, sure did. The one with the Adrian Sabar cover.
I love that cover, dude. That's one of my favorite pieces for that. That one, and I like the one where he's got the Gatling gun. You know what I mean?
That's my favorite. This one is always going to have a special place in my heart, though, because this is the last piece of Six Gun Gorilla art that Adrian finished.
Yeah.
And every time I look at it, it doesn't make me feel sad. It actually makes me feel good, because there's something very warm and jolly about it. Although what's in this issue is not exactly warm and jolly, because this is the Empire Strikes Back.
Oh,
I
can't wait.
Yeah, man. And it's the part of the story where everything goes to shit, which is all, usually my favorite part.
And those are the hardest parts to write. You could write the best fucking cool action sequence and wrestling moves and cool characters and fucking, you know what I mean? Like all that stuff. Then you got to figure out, well, fuck, dude, how are people going to care about this? And how am I going to deconstruct this character maybe, and how am I going to, that's the hard part. That's the hard part.
They're not invincible.
Yes, and also, exactly. Like, so hard to do that.
Right. It's like you've seen the heroes kick ass. They can kick ass. Can they take an ass whipping?
Yes, that's the hard. It's harder. It's harder, dude. It's hard. And not only that, how cool. Okay, it's fun. It's fun to create the fight scenes. It
is,
and it's fun to create the beatdowns of the said main character. But it's hard. It's hard. How are you going to beat him down? And how are you going to do it? And how is it going to be cool? And how is it going to be believable in that universe for that character? Man,
see, I already had all that. But this is the exception to the rule. Do you know what I'm saying? Because this is like the only time I had a story sort of emerge whole cloth in my head where it just wrote itself.
Ooh, nice.
Right? I just had that title, Six Gun Gorilla, and it's very strange. But that's, like I said, the exception to the rule. That is not what normally happens.
You do your end first when you write, Brian. You write the ending first, right? You come up with the ending first.
Always.
I fucking love Preston's art, bro.
Beautiful art by Preston. Beautiful cut. Wait, Ollie's not here. Okay, so I could say that Ollie's art, Ollie's coloring is beautiful and spectacular, and it preserves all of Preston's line work. Right? See, if he was here, I'd be busting his balls. Be like, look at this! It's like crayons, man. And and then we have one of the drawn-in tiers. this fellow right here.
Damn, whoever that is got a big old fucking
Close up.
Big old close up right there.
Yep. But better yet, this is the thing I've learned about drawn interiors people. People like to get murdered. And they do. Just like, oh, can you kill me in there?
Oh,
like
man.
one guy,
Cool.
got a tear for his, got it for his son. I'm like, there's a lot of people getting killed in this. Like, do you want me to like have him getting like murdered? He was like, yeah, hell yeah.
Oh man,
I love that. So yeah, homeboy here gets like crushed into a ball.
Straight up fucking speedball. Cannonball right there, huh? Just like wadded up.
Yeah, basically Six Gun just grabs him and just goes crunch, crunch, crunch,
oh
crunch,
my
crunch. Also, just like I was like, this is where the gloves come off, so to speak.
Right.
And what could a 600-pound gorilla do to you?
Oh.
I mean, a chimp will fuck you up. Will rip your arm out and suck it in your face, right? Yeah. A gorilla is like 5 times the size and strength of a chimp, right? Dude. If they wanted to, like there's no recorded case of a gorilla killing a human being. But if they wanted to hurt you, oh my god!
It's funny watching gorillas, dude. I went to about a year ago. I went to the San Diego Safari. It's kind of like just like an outdoor zoo.
Yeah.
We went and watched. I was filming the gorillas, dude, and it was like a 60-year-old gorilla where he was just holding it down, and he was just like sitting there, and just like kind of everyone was like just doing what he wanted, basically. The whole I don't know how you say it, whole group of gorillas, I guess.
Yeah, the troop.
But he was just the troop. He was just chilling, like just like, and got his feet up against the wall, and he's just like chewing some stuff, and yeah, they were the funnest things to watch at the whole safari, man.
Oh man, always my favorite at the zoo, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sim, if you want to hop in, I sent the link. If you don't want to hop in and just hang out in the chat, that is cool too. This week, of course, we were talking about Werewolves on Wheels. Let me now. You tell me. Did the soundtrack to this slap or what?
Yeah, it goes right with the tone of the movie.
Right?
Yeah,
I thought so. Yeah, I thought so too. Let's see. Share screen. Yeah, you think I would have this crap done, but no. And there we go. Because one of the things I know you like is when I share the movie posters.
Oh yeah, I love that poster.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. This one's aight. This is like the standard one that you see. This gang thought it was tough till it found a new type of hell. The bride of Satan. But then there are some like, I always love the foreign ones. Let me get the German one here. Well, okay, this is the soundtrack album, and let's see. Where is? Oh yeah. Because the German one I think is really funny. Blutnacht des Teufels, Blood Night of the Devils. And then there are some new ones that people came up with that I think are pretty badass. Like, check that out. Life made them hard. The devil made them monsters. That is badass right there. It looks like Francesco Francavilla. I'm not sure if you're... Wait. There, I thought I was sharing this. Why is it not sharing properly? Hold on. People forgive me for the technical problems. Why would that suddenly not be sharing? All right, let me close that and see if I can.
I've seen one that you showed on Twitter that should look tight.
Did that look badass?
Yeah, looks like a comic book.
Yeah, it looks exactly like a comic book. I was like, why isn't this a comic book? And so he's like, well, you should make it one. I'm like, I already have one, a werewolf comic I want to do that I can't do because everybody's doing freaking werewolf comics.
I think they should start doing the vampires now. That's what someone was saying.
Le Nota dei Demoni, the Night of the Demons. That one's pretty cool. Check that out. Is that showing? Yeah. And that's the one that I wanted to show.
That looks like a comic book cover too. Kind
Well,
of, sort of.
Francesco Francavilla is this guy. See, I'm looking for his name here. Oh, this must have been when they were showing it at the Alamo Draft House. They must have shown this at the Alamo Draft House someplace, and so they had somebody do a poster. Very cool. Oh man, Alamo Draft House by me. It hasn't completely reopened yet. They're only open, I think, a couple of days out of the week, and they're just showing, like, for instance, when the Batman opens up, they're showing nothing but that. They are doing some specialty screenings, and this month also, I think around the 14th, they're doing Evil Dead.
Oh, sweet!
So
that's awesome.
I'm going to see if I can go check that out and bring some of my friends, because if you've never seen Evil Dead on the big screen, which I was lucky enough to back in the day when it first came out, its initial theatrical release. If you've never seen that on the big screen, it is a definite must.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, they don't have those out by you, do they?
Where they just kind of serve alcohol and food. Is that what you're talking about?
Food and also show old ass cult movies.
I think there's one in Long Beach, and I think there might be one in LA, possibly. But a lot of the theaters now, they all serve beer. Like all the ones by my house, they all serve beer and food, but not good food. But there's one in Downey, actually. There's one in Downey that serves some like high end food, But the one I go to is just like this. There's actually there's this movie theater I go to called Cinemark. It's in Downey, and it used to be they filmed Spider-Man 3 there. They filmed Cloverfield there. They filmed Indiana Jones and Crystal Skull there. They filmed like all these fucking movies there. It used to be a movie studio. And before that, they built airplanes there. And so it's been there for like 100 years, and they tore it down. And then now they have a mall. It's like a promenade. It's a Downey promenade. And I go there, and it's reserved seating, and they have beer on tap, and they have, big buckets of popcorn, and it's like hella cheap. You can reserve the seats on your phone. It's all seated. You pick the seat you want. It's like E3, right. And it's all stadium seating and stuff. It's probably like that everywhere in the country, but it's nice, dude. And then they have like $6 Tuesdays. I haven't gone to that in a year, but it's something I would always love to do, to get that $6 movie, and check it out.
Yeah, I was hoping that drive-ins would make a comeback.
Dude, they built one by my house, but it was right before the pandemic. In a city called Paramount. This guy called Bianchi, some millionaire, and he has a theater called the Bianchi Theater, and then he built a drive-in right adjacent to it. But I never went there. It's on the border of Paramount and Compton, literally, like city of Compton. Yeah, it's right there on the border. And
because now would be the time for that. You know what I mean? With the pandemic and everything. Except I wouldn't want to go to the drive-in unless I'm watching a movie like this. Do you know what I'm saying? How great it would be to be able to go to like an old school drive-in and even like recreate old double features and that sort of shit, right? Like the Hammer movies, when those got released here, those were almost all released as double features. The Roger Corman movies, naturally. Then of course you'd have to put in the little bumpers like "Let's all go to the lobby."
Yeah, the little snacks singing and stuff.
Yeah. Jamming out. So, Werewolves on Wheels. In the late 60s, early 1970s. Let me think. Easy Rider was 69, wasn't it?
I'm not sure, but
because that's what really started the
biker movie craze.
The biker movie craze. And so, if y'all don't know what a biker movie is, obviously go check out Easy Rider. That should be 69. That should be at the absolute top of your list. It's one of the great American films, and it left a profound impression. just on filmmaking in general, but it also, and it's not the first biker movie. You had, oh God, what's the one with, is it the Defiant Ones with Marlon Brando?
Oh yeah.
No, the Defiant Ones is the one with Tony Curtis and Sidney Poitier. What am I thinking?
And bikers, they like just bikers in general. That started with a lot of dudes that like soldiers, like veterans, right? The whole bike. It started with veterans. They wanted that whole like platoon or unit feel, right? So they started bikers.
Specifically, they were fighter and bomber pilots.
Okay.
Because they missed the feeling of flying.
Okay.
And so they were sort of recreating that feeling of flying, but also they had that camaraderie and that band of brothers thing that is such a strong bond between men in warfare. So they came back and sort of recreated that, and the American biker scene was created that way, and then of course spread to all different parts of the world.
Amazing.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
In Japan, you have Boso Suzuka, right? Japanese. You have Japanese motorcycle gangs. Then you got motorcycle gangs just about everywhere.
Oh man.
So it's the Wild One. That's the one I'm thinking of with Brando. That's the one where it created the template for the biker movie, where you have bikers, they roll into town and they stir up trouble with the townsfolk. The townsfolk immediately don't take a liking to them.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid of them. But their daughters, are very intrigued, which makes them even more dangerous. But there's this great classic line that Brando has in that, where this guy asks him, it's like, so you're a rebel. What are you rebelling against? And Brando goes, well, I don't know. What do you got?
What do you got?
Yeah. That's yeah. And so the basic plot for your biker movie is that bikers rolling into a town, pissing off the locals. There's usually some kind of a power struggle within the bike club. Lots of drinking, lots of smoking weed, snorting cocaine. Kicking people in the face when they're down, right?
Crazy.
My favorite biker movie is actually called The Losers, which I would love to do as a comic book. There is already a comic book called The Losers that's unrelated. But The Losers is about Hell's Angels, like a special unit of bikers of Hell's Angels that are brought to Vietnam and fight on like tricked out motorcycles with like machine guns. One of them was on a trike with like missile launchers and shit.
Sweet.
Oh God, I love that movie. That would make an amazing comic book.
Right.
I'd write the hell out of that or read the hell out of that. So this Werewolves on Wheels is very much a hybrid, which is to say you're taking your biker movie and you're marrying it with your devil movie and your werewolf movie, right? A biker movie, you're putting a horror element in it. And so in this, instead of having a bunch of bikers run afoul of the people in the town, they run afoul of a satanic cult.
Oh, yeah.
That curses them with lycanthropy. Yo, Pops, what's up, brother, man?
Pops.
I sent out the link if you want to hop in. Let's see. Yeah, these are some of the lobby cards, which I think are pretty cool. I know what's going to happen to us, man. We're going to crash and burn. Yeah, I don't want to give everything away, but here, I'll just like flip through really quick. Oh, yeah, and for the dance scene, I had to find a moment that didn't have any nudity, but that's what I love about VLC Media Player. You can just go frame by frame by frame. It's like, okay, she's covering both nipples here. Click. So, yeah, I mean, it starts out like a regular biker movie. Look at this dude.
That was pretty cool.
That's a Chad right there.
Right.
That dude gives zero fucks. Right. So they got the old ladies, like the biker ho-ho-hos. Who
old ladies, right?
Old ladies. Right. And then there's like these rednecks that run one of them off the road, and then of course that doesn't end up working out very well for them. And they beat the crap out of them. And we immediately see that there's kind of like a little bit of a power dynamic between two of them. You've got the leader, and you've got basically the mystic in the group.
Yeah,
who's a tarot card reader.
Native American too, right?
I don't think so. I don't think it's ever mentioned that he's Native American. He mentions that, like the tarot cards, that those existed long before this country even existed.
Yeah.
Maybe the headband, maybe that's what's making you think that he's Native American. I'm not saying that the character is not, but
I think there was a scene. I think there was one scene, like when it was the leader and him. I think they were out in the desert or something like that, and I think he was meditating or something like that. I think I could have sworn that he said something. I don't think he said Indian or Native American. He said something though, man, where it like had me feel that way. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. I may have missed that.
I have a character like that. It's funny because I made a biker Native American werewolf character called Wolfskin, but I found out that someone else did that too. And it made me think of that.
Mine is Southpaw.
Yeah, right.
It would basically be it would basically be like a Burt Reynolds movie from like the 70s, like White Lightning, but with like devil worshippers and like if Gator McCluskey was a werewolf.
That's awesome, man.
It's already pretty much written, but I think if I put out an anthology like I want to do with like 10 pages of each of the different books I want to do, basically rob Phil blind.
Can't go wrong with that, with an anthology,
No, I don't think so either. Okay, Pop's just stepped away. Now I'm going to put him. Now I'm going to let him.
Hey, now you're going to put me on there.
Reach out and fuck with somebody, brother.
Hold up. Check out what I was watching. I can't show you, but just listen for a second.
Okay.
To what I was watching.
All right.
But Joe was a marvel all the time. He was a time and he was going out with the Goodman brothers.
Oh, it's Jack fucking Kirby, dude. I'm watching Glenn's DVD, man.
No kidding.
Oh, dude. It's Jack Kirby talking about just random shit. It's so awesome, man.
The king of the comics.
What like is that a documentary? Is that a new one that's coming out?
He just launched it.
Oh, did he really? Oh, is this a campaign?
Yeah, he just launched it yesterday. You can get the book and the DVD. I got mine in the mail today.
Oh, yeah. Membership has its privileges.
He launched it yesterday. I got mine in the mail today.
Wait.
F you, Pops, F you.
No, I sure I had something to show people, but then I was like, after the campaign, can I broadcast it? And he's like, no. People got to buy it. If you want to see this, you got to buy it, man.
You can show the book, though, right?
Oh, yeah. I'll show you the book. It's fucking beautiful, dude.
Hell yeah,
nice.
Man.
Nice.
I really wanted to broadcast the DVD, though. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, nice, man.
Oh, dude. Nice, beautiful
Hardcover?
book. Oh, yeah. And, dude, there's pictures of him with Roz in here, with Jack and Roz. There's pictures of the three of them sitting around eating and a bunch of notes and stuff. Dude, I haven't even started on this yet. I'm just watching the movie and I'm like, God, I'm blown away. That's Jack, cool, dude. And it's Jack talking about the stuff on his walls and talking about the war and talking about Joe Snot, and,
Jumping Joe Snot.
Dude, he's got holding on to Glenn's art and stuff and,
wow.
Standing out by the pool chatting. Come on, man.
That's awesome.
How lucky is that dude? And hold up, we got the famous table, the famous art table, dude, right over there, dude. And that's Glenn's hatch art on his table. That's Glenn's hatch art on his table. Come on, man! I got to sit down and eat dinner with Jack. Shit.
That's cool, man.
I'm getting like goosebumps watching this movie, dude. It's crazy.
The king, man, the king, without a doubt. Kirby's one of those guys that you appreciate more, like the older you get. I found.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that are like kind of take things from his style that and it really works, you know.
Well, he created the visual vocabulary of comics as we know it.
This kind of a sideways interview, though. It's not like what was up between you and Stan. It's not like one of those. It's just dude hanging out.
That's
the best.
We have enough of those other interviews.
It's like being in his house while they're just having a chat.
Yeah,
that's what watching this is like. It's like, come on, man. Glenn's a lucky motherfucker.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. But that's also great that he's putting out this book and this video and sharing all that stuff because this is history, man.
Well,
man.
Like we said, Jack would have been 100 years old this year.
Oh wow!
You know, he just felt like it was time to show everybody else.
It was. We lost him too soon. I mean, I wish he'd been around a lot longer.
It sucks, dude. And there's so many people like that, like Walt Simonson, where like that art style is kind of like they don't teach it no more.
Walt.
You know,
I love Walt. Don't get me started on Walt either.
he's had my favorite book, the Ragnarok book. You know, like in the mainstream, I love fucking Ragnarok.
Tell me, is Thor 380 not supposed to be a dollar bin book or what?
No kidding, man.
Is splash page after splash page of Simonson art with Thor duking it with the Midgard serpent.
Yeah, man.
You can't beat that. How is that a dollar bin book?
Yeah, right.
This is not like just like Shine, you know. I mean, minor key at least, just for the art value. No,
he lives around here. Did you know that? Like he lives in my general area. When I was in high school. I think, I think I was in high school. Like the Dark Knight had come out, and I had like one of the Frank Miller Dark Knight T-shirts. Like it was like the cover of issue 2, and I walked into the 7-Eleven right to buy beer, and because I was the oldest looking guy, you know, so it was always up to me to buy the beer.
Here's my impression. Here's my first impression with my 12-pack.
So I walk in, and the clerk there, the guy behind the counter, is like, dude, you just missed him. I'm like who? He's like, Walt Simonson. He was just in here, man. He bought the new Heinlein novel and a quart of milk. I was like, fuck. He was like, dude, it was nice as fuck, man. Oh, I wish I had some comics here for him to sign. Damn it.
Now I'd have been like, security tape.
Yeah, right.
We need to dub it quick. We need we need to copy that real quick, dude.
He was one of those cats. That at the old comic book conventions would have his table turned, you know, with his back to the crowd, so you could look over his shoulder and watch him make magic.
Yep. I do have one Walt Simonson autograph. It's on the first appearance at Kirsch.
Does he has like one of the coolest signatures?
It's a Brontosaurus.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to hijack your show, bro. I was just
that's okay. We're casual here. You know that.
I mean, I can go back to that after, but let's get back to these werewolves, and I can go back to that anytime I own them.
All right. Dude, Werewolves on Wheels. Have you ever seen this movie?
Probably 30 years ago.
Right.
Years ago, whenever, you know, I mean, probably back when it first came out as a B movie. I was a big fan of the weird shit, the Grindhouse and all that shit back then. But did it ring a bell? No.
Right.
So let me see some of the stills, see if I recognize any of it.
All right. So the Mystic Cat is just like, okay, you want to get into some mystic shit? I'll take you like to the real place. And he takes them to a satanic cult that's somewhere in Cali. And I love this scene where they're walking up and the leader's like, gonna smoke weed with the devil. Gonna take LSD with the devil. Right? Hey, Satan. It's just like I'm thinking, oh, you know, the devil will not be mocked.
Right.
And
Excuse me for a minute while I smoke.
yeah, please do, dude. Yeah, and this is an original symbol here. It's like an ankh with like devil horns.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh wait.
Yeah, this is someplace in Cali. Like, hey, Satan, come down to chill with us. And
Are you
they
showing
have
pictures right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I think we're on 3 screen right now.
Yeah, you gotta share the screen, buddy.
Oh my God! Yeah.
This is kind of like I know it's not. It sounds kind of weird, but it feels like it is kind of believable in a way. You know, it has that vibe to where it
Oh
kinda is.
yeah, absolutely.
Have you already been smoking weed with the devil?
No, I haven't been smoking weed with the devil. There we go.
Yeah, that guy smokes
Maybe I'll
weed with the
smoke
devil.
some weed with the devil. After we're done, maybe I'll take some LSD with the devil.
He's smoking weed up in his
In the
hood, dude.
devil's sweat lodge.
Pictures that I thought I was showing here. Let me minimize that
Nice.
bit so that I can see what I'm showing.
Ankh with horns. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it is kind of bitchin', isn't it?
It's like
And
a
on the movie
horny ankh.
poster, it's on the bike too, right? On the movie poster,
I'm sorry.
on the movie poster, it's on like the front of the bike. You notice that?
Yeah.
But it's not on the bike, so I don't think in the movie.
Let's see. Yeah, because I was showing some of the movie posters before, because I always get off on that. So there's the
There it is.
yeah. It's like a now. Is that supposed to be around his neck, or is that like a ornament? That's like on the top of the
Because
bike.
there's another movie poster that you showed where I think it was on the front of the bike too as well. So it might be. That's what I was thinking is probably part of the bike, but it could be an ornament in that one or different of both. But
Yeah, let me see.
There it is.
Blutnacht der Teufels. There, it's
That's
a T-shirt.
so it's a T-shirt there, and then the other one is probably a necklace.
Let's see. Oh, look at this, man.
What's that?
It's an old VHS cover right there.
Viking Video Classics.
Holy
Yep.
crap! I'm looking. Hold up. I'm
Hell
looking.
yeah.
I'm looking at YouTube right now. You got 3 people watching and 33 likes.
No shit.
It's like people are popping in, hitting the like, and leaving. Hang out and watch, damn it!
Hit it and quit it.
I'll take those likes though. Make no mistake. I'll take those.
But the
And
watch
yeah.
hours are good too. You have to leave it on in the background or something. Come on.
right. Hey, but if I'm boring them, if we're not entertaining them, they have every right to like skedaddle.
No.
That seemed like a in and out thing, like I do sometimes. You know, it's like at the beginning of the night, I'll go through and I'll share everybody's stream, right?
Right.
And then I'll pick the one as I've gone through, the one that I'm going to go back and watch. But I'll pop in and out just because I want to share it out to my community that you guys are live. You know?
Right.
But
Yeah.
then I have to choose between 10 streams. Okay, which one looks most entertaining? Go back and watch. You know, yeah. If you're hairy, you belong in a motorbike. That's true.
Yeah, without a doubt. And yeah. And some, of course, you got the link if you should choose to join us, but don't feel obliged either, because like I always say, we keep it casual here.
I like this one just because of that. It's like I'm not pressured to promote somebody or talk about a campaign. It's like I can just come out and hang out for a few minutes.
Yeah, because you know what? I understand shill streams are necessary. That's how we make the money so that we can make more comics, right? But they get boring as hell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's pretty much what my channel is.
Right.
I mean, that's what I mean. That's why I like coming out on other shows and at least getting away from that pressure of just trying to sell for people.
Yeah. No, this is a place just to bullshit about horror movies. And
that dude looks like Narwhal.
Who's that chick?
That looks like Narwhal.
Who is
Right
that
there.
chick?
Right there.
Narwhal. You didn't tell us about this?
He's doing this shit on the side. This is next book.
Shit on the side, brother. Damn, man. You look
Narwhal.
good.
It's a Narwhal, dude.
He ages well.
Who's the chick, though? Who's the chick?
The chick is let me look up real quick on
She looks
the
familiar, but
IMDb.
not like superstar familiar, but like B movie familiar. Who is
Right.
it?
Let's see here.
Is it one of the big four?
You know what's funny about this movie too is that the last like 10 fucking minutes, just like a lot of the movies, dude, that we watch, shit
Yeah.
goes down. You know,
Yeah, it does.
it's like
It does. It
We're
really,
almost out of budget.
really does.
Let's go big.
The young lady's name is Donna Anders, and
Yeah.
this was her last. This was her last film appearance. Oh, that's where I recognize her from. Where she does look familiar. She's in Count Yorga Vampire,
yes.
which is an amazing movie.
I knew I said it before. That name now, the name totally brings it. So, you know.
She's also in a movie called Dream No Evil, and on an episode of Dragnet, and an episode of Ironside, and an episode of Laredo. So oh man, IMDb is the shiznit, or at least it was. I'm so pissed off they got rid of the forums. You know, where you could like discuss like, well, what the hell was that ending, right? And people could like throw around, because that's one of the things of that this movie leaves you thinking is like, what, like, is that like, does that ending mean what I think it means? Because what happens is they basically these monks come out in cassocks, and it's an important detail. You never see their faces.
No,
They don't have faces.
The faces,
right.
The metal band.
That's entirely possible. And so they come out with some bread and wine,
A little bit of a face on that.
Like, yeah, thanks, bro.
Devil's advocates.
Got the munchies, dude. Give me some of that fucking devil bread, bro.
Yep, and some of that sweet Satan vino. And so,
Man, do you think the Hells Angels just cringe every time they see that patch on the back of that?
Oh, I'm sure they cringe when they see any of this shit, but they're probably watching it too. Like, nah, that ain't right. That ain't how you know what I mean? Just like Major League Baseball players watch baseball, you know.
Let me digress for a moment. Joe Bob Briggs, drive-in movie scholar and icon, right? This guy deserves the Mark Twain Award for sure, right? Love this dude to pieces. He wrote an interesting essay about different forms of government, right? And he was running down, like, I think it's like 4 or 5 basic forms of government, right? Like a democracy, a representative democracy, fascism, right? All these different kinds. And he was like, but there's one more, motorcycle gang. And he was talking about how they invited him, a bunch of bikers, they invited him to to host a drive-in movie marathon of biker movies.
Right.
Ooh, nice. And
this guy's just like, it's just like, yeah, we better get out there, because like one of the guys is already pissed off. He's like ready to fucking like jump on you and hurt you because we're late, right? And then the guy he's talking to, he's like, well, you know, if he jumped on me, what would you do? He's like, I'd have to jump in on you too, brother. I love you, man, but you know, Track comes in here, he's stomping on you. I'm going to be like, hey, Joe, I love you, brother, but stomp.
Biker rules.
Yeah. You said it's like a form of government.
And the whole thing is when they came to you and said, we want you to do this, you don't tell them no.
Yeah.
You
don't say, no, I can't do that for you guys. Sorry. It's like,
yeah, it wasn't a request, brother.
my uncle, he was asked by the Hells Angels to join, but he told me that he didn't because they wanted to urinate on him. So he didn't. And my uncle, he's dead now, God bless his soul, but he went on to rob banks as a solo biker, a cyclist.
No way.
Yeah, he robbed a number of banks and ended up in Chino and served some time.
Oh man.
But that shit's real, you know. And that was my entry into the biker world, you know, and that was pretty crazy. He was a smart guy too. But yeah, dude, they don't fuck around.
The bikers that I knew, like in the city, were all like really chill, because like the Hells Angels HQ was on 5th Street between I think 2nd and 3rd, and their neighbors loved them to pieces, because that street was the
clean.
safest street
Yeah,
in New York City.
clean.
Yup.
Got some
And-
locks and some chains.
Yep. And always
wasn't nobody causing any shit around the clubhouse.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
No.
See,
But yeah, I mean, like, you'd run into them at the bars and shit. And they were the ones that I knew were always really chill. And here is one, as he's called, who is like the high
He's
priest.
Cat.
Oh yeah, he kills a cat, and it's like, well, here's the thing.
Oh man.
There's some pussies that will go on Shudder, and they're like, I don't like this movie because there's a dog in it, and the cat, and the cat gets killed, and the dog gets killed, and you should warn people. There should be a trigger warning on this. Look, cats and dogs, pets do not fare well in horror movies.
No, they get sacrificed.
fuck, neither do rabbits.
Right?
Any pet, any animal.
Attraction.
Rabbits
Yeah,
are the most sustainable source of protein in the world. I mean, I don't know what to tell you about that.
We gonna boil this rabbit. Damn.
Oh no, I had a pet rabbit when I was a kid, man. I can't do that.
A chick did that.
It's a fucking horror movie. It's supposed to make you feel a little uncomfortable.
Right.
Right? Except you got all these new horror fans are coming in that are like there, I guess, because of woke horror.
How does it scare
That's the
you?
genre now.
How does it scare you if it doesn't make you ill a little bit?
Yeah. Seriously.
Well, it just, what
That right there. What's she eating, yo?
pussies can go F off. Find some other fandom to ruin. But yeah, so of course, a part of satanic rituals is usually some kind of a mockery of Christian rituals. In this case, of course, Catholic rituals. This is like a satanic version of the communion where he's like dipping the bread into a goblet filled with the cat's blood and feeds it to the biker gang's
Nice.
biker gang leader's girlfriend, right? And she's been drawn there. She's being described as the bride of Satan. Right when he draws the circle, he leaves a little opening, says, "None may enter here except for the bride of Satan." And so, she gets up while the rest of the gang's conked out, and proceeds to do a go-go dance with a skull and a snake.
Nice. I'm gonna have to watch this now.
That's where
dude.
Dust Till Dawn got it probably.
Oh, yeah, well, here's the thing. Like Sim said, like you watched the beginning, and it was thinking like that was reminding me of Carpenter and Rodriguez, that sort of a thing.
Yeah.
One of the things that drives me crazy about contemporary horror movies is that there are all these movies that are trying to make it look like they were made in the 70s, right? There's tons of them. Go on Tubi, go on Plex or any of these other sites, and you'll see like the posters are even designed to make it look like they were made in the 70s,
It's all
right?
retro movie look. Yeah.
Right. Why would you watch that when you can watch this? When you can watch like the actual authentic article,
The original,
the original, because it's gonna be. I guarantee you, it's gonna be 100 times better than that new shit.
Yeah.
And especially because so many of them are faking the fun.
Oh
The
yeah.
werewolves are here, bro.
Yeah, dude, what the hell? That's okay. Is that dogs or is that dogs and kids?
2 huskies and a pit bull.
Oh man, that's a lot of cuddle right there. Huskies are like the most beautiful dogs, and
Yeah.
pit bulls, man. I just love pit bulls.
There is no harmony in that, bro. It's just dissonant.
Yes. You gotta have a barbecue. You gotta have a barbecue and like hook them all up and drink beer together and go ow together. Always wanted to do that. I always promised myself if I ever have dogs, that's what I'm doing. So yeah, she's getting busy. You notice like how very carefully concealed the nip shots, and so the bikers come to, and there's like this puff of smoke, and they come in, and they're like, "What the hell?" And they start beating the crap out of the devil worshippers. But the devil worshippers are also the cultists are smearing their faces with what looks like ash.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
these
tagging them.
smudges. They're tagging them. And you'll also notice that later on in the movie, they still have that on their faces because it's not like when they go out in the desert, they're taking a shower or something.
Right.
And we're talking about like dirty, stinky bikers.
Yeah, right.
So
Easy.
just like,
Yeah.
why do they still have that on their face? Like, oh yeah, bikers. You know, person in the 70s, you know, 71, you know, personal hygiene, I'm sure wasn't exactly a priority for these dudes. And so they hightail it out there, like, let's go out to the desert and get our heads clear. They go out to the desert and they get their asses killed. They get their asses mauled by a werewolf. Except it seems to be more than one werewolf.
The eyeball.
Yeah, no, like here you can clearly see that there's two. To take a line from that Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, Double Impact. There's two of them. Oh God! Now you see, this is one of the reasons why, if you watch Grindhouse or any of the movies that it inspired, you watch Machete 2, or any of these pictures, they're never going to have scenes like this, right? Where you have a non-actor being used just beautifully. This dude's such a freaking character, right? He's just like, you know where you're at? You're in the desert. You're in the desert. And he's just angry at them because they're like, I did with your kind before. I know what you're like. And this guy isn't an actor. Like this is like an actual dude.
Totally.
Right? And it's like, oh yeah, they're pumping the gas and this like really, really old school ancient gas pump. Does this have anything to do with the plot? No, I'm just talking about this and showing the pics because I just love this scene and this dude. Just look at that face. He's not happy. You don't take to no long hairs. Yeah, there's that great moment where he's like, well, we're lost. That's for goddamn sure. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, he says it like twice, huh?
Yeah,
for damn sure. That's for damn sure.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the scene where I was like, I think he said something like where he's like, or it implied that he was a Native American or something like that.
Gotcha.
But I'd have to go back and rewatch it.
Right. Oh well, what did you know? I haven't even asked you yet. What did you think of this movie?
I thought it was
cool. What did
cool.
you make of it?
I thought it was different style of biker movie. You know.
Oh, that's for sure. But did you think it was successful in what it was trying to do?
Yeah, I think it was just trying to kind of build a mood a little bit, and build just like tension to a slow build, slow burn. You know.
Definitely.
And at the very end, you know, you get the delivery. You know what I mean? I think it would be a cool remake again. I'd probably switch it up, make it modern. You know, I wouldn't do it in the 70s, like, you know. But it's a cool concept, dude. You know.
It's a very cool concept.
Well, bikers were cool, like kind of like that time period was just it's a cool time period to do it, biker stuff. You know. Now it's more like Sons of Anarchy, like everything's kind of like almost like corporate and shit. Back then, they're more like from the war and stuff, and it's around Vietnam, and it's just different style of biker. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If you're gonna do a biker movie, you'd want it to be set like during that period.
Yeah, like some movies, if they do remake things, I think
Billy Jack
like for this one, it probably should be in that time period. Which
we're talking about the same time period as Billy Jack, right?
Born Losers. Yeah, the first Billy Jack movie is.
It looks almost. I mean, those guys could have all been in that movie too.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Or 90s. I think 90s is kind of a fun time to do things. 80s, 90s, you know, like because like they're not right where they're not. The bikers aren't kind of where they're at now, but they're like getting there. And there's, you know what I'm talking?
Yeah.
It's a little different.
Hanging out at the titty bars.
Yeah, they're a little less organized. You know what I mean?
Do you ever notice? I don't know if you guys have ever like frequented dubious establishments like strip joints or anything like that.
What?
But the bikers always were like the coolest Do you know what I mean? They're always
Yeah.
the most respectful to the
You
girls.
assume somebody like me would go to a kitty bar?
Those places had really good food too.
I've actually dated a few strippers and even lived with one or two. So, yeah, I spent some
Well, yeah,
time.
We know you're a
spent some time
shady
in
character.
gentlemen's
That's
club.
why we love you.
It's a gentleman's club.
I like
Yeah.
that shot.
You know,
Looks like his eyes are glowing, but they're not.
that dude looks just like all the old school werewolves, like the Lon
Right.
Chaney look.
Yeah.
The pug. Yeah, what's
The wolf
referred to
man.
as the pug. Right. Because these days all the werewolves have snouts. And like in Southpaw, I was gonna make him just a pug.
Pug,
Like this.
like the Wolfman.
Yeah, or like there was that really entertaining recent movie, Wolves.
Wolves.
with
That's
Jake
what I was
Gyllenhaal.
thinking. That one's kind of like would be almost like similar to a remake of this, but not really. Like, or I mean, kind of like the closest thing we'd probably get, like because they're kind of tribal, you know.
Yes.
The wolves in some way.
Oh yeah, they totally are. And in that they're like a species.
And wolf also. It's kind of like that. It's funny all the different styles of werewolves and wolfmen. You know, I forgot what channel does something on that.
Yeah, well, there's a book I have. Here, let me grab it.
They have so many different. They have names too. Like this one guy had like a YouTube show where he like would name them all. You know, like he really broke them down. It's a YouTube. It's like there's lichens, bipedal. Like he would the Wolfman. He would. I don't know. It's crazy.
Keep talking. I'll just be a sec.
Yeah, but you know, like CG, they're always real big on werewolves. Everyone's got a werewolf story, including myself. I don't know, man. There's so many different types of werewolves you could do. What do you think, Pops? You like werewolves more or vampires?
Oh, I definitely would have to go on the werewolf side.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
Now,
vampires are cool,
the vampire's cool because he gets the women.
Yeah.
But the werewolf, man, fuck up anybody.
Yeah, he's just a badass motherfucker, you know. I got like if I get to do my third Butch Cleaver book, there's some werewolves in there.
And not only that, but I think if I was a vampire, they hypnotize the women.
Yeah, definitely.
At their own free will. The kind of chick that'll go for a werewolf, that's my kind of chick.
Yeah, because they know what they're getting into, right? And the vampire kind of seduces them.
Hey, if they like the werewolf kind of guy, that's my kind of girl.
Oh yeah.
Brian's out there like, what the hell is happening to my show? Hold up, watch this. Aren't you glad he didn't have his headphones on for that whole segment?
That's shit about me. So yeah, there's this book that I highly recommend called The Werewolf's Guide to Life.
Ooh, sweet.
And what's great about this is the basic concept is that you've been bitten by a werewolf, except you don't know it, right? You got mauled by some animal or something, and you survive, and you wake up one day and you see this big thick pile of photocopy pages, stapled together or whatever, jammed into your mailbox. And this is that book, which is to say, yeah, homeboy, I'm sorry, but that was me that bit you the other day, and I'm a werewolf, and sorry, I think you're probably going to be one too. And so it goes about telling you what's up with being a werewolf and how to manage it and how to different methods that different people use to manage the illness. What are you going to do? You're going to chain yourself up in the basement, or you're going to go out and murder, people in the neighborhood? You can't do that. So
yeah, I already have a plan for that. Just in case, I already have a plan for that. I'm going to go to this part of town every night before a full moon, go in one of the sleaziest bars and hang out there until midnight or whatever, till the food's full. And then I'm going to go out and walk the streets looking for ugly.
Well, the method that it comes up with for instead of chaining yourself in the basement, there's this elaborate series of bungee cords and everything that you put yourself into, where it's just like there's no like getting out of it.
That makes sense,
right?
What I'm saying, I'd rather go after the bad guys, man. If you're gonna be
if you have your wits about you, right? But
Well,
this
that's
is
why you
assuming
go
that
to
you're
the shitty-
a werewolf and you're just going to go out and just fucking kill.
that's why you go to the shittiest place you can find before the moon turns full. See, because then you're pretty good chances, right? You know, like go get caught by a cartel right before.
Right. Seriously, man, that would make a cool comic. So you've got the big bad wolf. You see him the most often these days. Here's the pug, which is the classic Wolfman look.
If there weren't so many werewolf comics, if there weren't so many werewolf comics, that would be a good concept for a werewolf book.
It would. The lycanthrope.
Put yourself in the right place before you turn, so that you don't kill good guys. You only kill bad guys.
Reminds me of that scene in Wolf where he's like, they're like, "Hey man, give me your money." He's like, "Do you want a 5 or a 1?" He's like turns around.
Yes. Yeah. He had the makeup in that, which was by Rick Baker, was
good.
that what the Henry, amazing. The Henry Hull look, right? Henry Hull, he was in The Werewolf of London. The original makeup was supposed to be the makeup that ended up being used for Lon Chaney Jr. in The Wolfman. But the Henry Hull in Werewolf of London didn't want to be buried in that much makeup. And so they came up with that lighter style, which is also really cool, which is what they used in Wolf. Although, of course, in Wolf, there's different stages.
Right.
And like at the very end, of course, he turns into like basically just a giant wolf.
It's almost perfect, that end fight scene with Spader, his look in there.
So good.
And that now that we're talking about it, because I'm always thinking like it's hard to come up with werewolf designs, like because I love so many of them personally.
Me
but
too.
Like that one at the end of Wolf, man, that was probably fucking perfect.
It was great. It was really great
for a design.
2 grandkids in bed. I will be right back.
You got it, brother.
He looked fucking brutal too at the end of that movie with the big yellow eyes and he looked like a brutal Wolverine kind of, you know.
Yeah. With the sideburns and everything. Yeah. Oh God, man. I remember thinking like when I was watching that, I was like, okay, like I'm really enjoying this. This is really smart, but it feels almost a little pretentious. And then you had that ending. I'm just like, no, Monster Rumble.
Yeah, so cool. Yeah, it was bad. And then like they like flash in, like there's like a scene where they're like, we got to do that movie someday. I almost feel like not even talking about it because I really loved it. I remember when that movie came out, it was just like a movie poster, and I think it was all black, and it just had the wolf's eyes, and I think it had Michelle Pfeiffer on it, like just like the side of her face laying down, and like a rose or I don't know, some shit, and it just it's like wolf. I was like, okay, that looks cool. I think it had like from the producers of Bram Stoker's Dracula and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. And so I was just like, oh, okay, I want to check that out. It was a theater that they tore down, but those again, the dead era of 90s where there was hardly any horror movies. You know, it was just tent poles like that, and Interview and fucking Shelley's and Coppola's.
But what made me suspicious of it was that it wasn't being marketed totally as a horror movie.
No, it was a fucking weird marketing campaign.
Very, right? And also remember, this is I wasn't expecting it to be any good because it was by Mike Nichols was the director. And he made some great movies. He made The Graduate, right, which is a classic, but he also made some real pieces of shit like Regarding Henry and Working Girl. Oh my God, he should have his legs broken for right. And so I wasn't expecting it to be any good whatsoever, and I was expecting him to like kind of back away from the horror elements, but he didn't. And I was glad to see that it fully embraced the genre. Also, props to Jack Nicholson because he actually went to the Fangoria Weekend of Horrors to promote it.
Oh, did he? Oh, that's pretty gangster, dude.
Yeah, I mean, Fangoria Weekend of Horrors, the last person you expect to show up is like a bona fide movie star. Like
just marking my own territory. That fucking scene, dude. That shit had me rolling in the theater. Yeah. Oh man, that's such a good line. That you know what? That's one of the best fucking lines in a movie, dude. Like It's really good, dude. Like it's like
Fantastic.
stealth fucking good, and he's fucking
It is.
Spader sells it, you know.
Oh my god, James Spader is at his most James Spadery.
A bitch, and then at the end it's just scary as fuck. Like that. Oh, we gotta get that movie one day, dude. I don't know if it's on Tubi or what.
I'm looking it up right now.
Like, if it's, I'm gonna buy that shit. I want to get the Blu-ray. That one,
Yeah,
I gotta get it. I got Mary Shelley's and
yeah, they were
I got a
selling that
couple
kind of a
Bram
box set, weren't they?
They were, yeah. They had a VHS. Well, they had a VHX box set back in the day at Blockbuster that I wanted to buy just on general principle because it looked cool and it had like chains, had like illustrated chains wrapped around it. And like, I want that, you know.
Yeah, man. Let's see. Oh wait, this is a different movie.
Did you ever see Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters?
I bailed out after like the first like 10 or 15 minutes.
It's very Evil Dead. Like there's crazy shit going on at the end of the movie.
Right, let's see. It is on crap. It's on Showtime, anytime.
Yeah,
and
I weird for
Prime Video for rental.
Bastards.
Bastards.
I haven't seen Near Dark yet. Motherfuckers.
Right,
I'll get there one day.
Yeah, one of these days. One of these days for sure. So, yeah, Werewolves on Wheels, people, check it out. It's link in the description below. How would you rank this? Your honest opinion.
For me,
middling?
Middle. Is that what you said?
Yeah, like middling, like fair to middling.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely worth the watch. It's kind of like a fun, entertaining experience. You know, it's cool to see the werewolves on fucking motorcycles, dude. The ending is fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
It? Yeah, yeah.
You feel sorry for the stuntman in some of the scenes at the end. I don't want to spoil it, but it's just like,
yeah,
ooh, get him. You know what I mean? And so
cool.
To be honest, like again, I would love to see this with a big budget. I don't give a fuck. I want to. I would put more action in it. I'd make it a fucking comic book if I couldn't make it a movie. I would have a lot of wolves fighting and shit. You know, I love. You know, I'd have a lot of werewolves. You know, chasing each other on motorcycles and the whole satanic cult thing. I'd have a big werewolf fight in there and fighting fucking Satanists. And I'd have a big ass fucking werewolf fucking Satanist at the top. That we didn't get that where he's fucking throwing cats at him and shit. Like right off the bat, that's just me brainstorming. I'd have that in my fucking comic or in my movie. You know what I mean? What
this could use, like if I were to do this as a comic, I would do it as a sequel.
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah. Because at the very end, you see a shot of them out on the road again.
Oh yeah. At the very, very, very end, yeah.
The very, very end. So that was making me think like now they're like a werewolf motorcycle gang.
They are the fucking werewolves on wheels at that very, 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 very end. Yeah, definitely left room for it, you know.
Yeah, and the ending really does deliver.
And it's got, dude, it just got a lot too. Like the whole, like to me, that's like a fucking, like it's like a castle, dude. Like with, you could do a lot with that. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it's less about, it's more about, like, and you could tell this different too. Like, say if you got someone like Eggers to do it or the Hereditary people, they would probably tell it more like this. You know, where it's slowly building in the group and it's taking them over. It's fucking scary as fuck. You know what I mean? If I did it, I wouldn't make it that scary. You know what I mean? But that's
you'd want to make it like just like insane.
Yeah, it would be just insane.
That's what I would want to do too.
Like for me, I'd like to tell a horror story one day, but 90% of the horror stories I want to do are just fucking crazy shit. Like just, you know.
Right. Like how crazy can you get with this? Right.
Yeah.
And that's a great batshit crazy premise.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one that just works.
It's like salt and pepper, dude. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It's like fucking, you know, s'mores. It goes together perfectly. I'm surprised it wasn't a franchise. I was like, oh, there's got to be more of these, but it's the only one.
But you also have to remember that this is the kind of movie a lot of people aren't going to watch it just because of the title, because it just gets dismissed, right?
Yeah.
It's the same way, like, a lot of people aren't going to watch Blackula because they're not going to take it seriously.
Yeah.
You know, they're just going to chuckle and they'll move on to something else. Of course, if you're a horror fan, you see titles like that, you're like, oh hell yeah, right? What's this going to be like? Is it going to just be goofy? Is it going to play its premise straight?
Yeah,
which this does, and which Blackula also does, even though it has quite a bit of humor.
Right.
Because it's more fun when it's played straight.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a movie made around the same time called Werewolf of Washington with Dean Stockwell. where he is like a senator or something who turns into a werewolf, and it's just terrible. It's he's just like shuffling around on the floor of his office barking, and it's just like it's just like, well, if you have a crazy premise like that, explore it.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Explore it and think to yourself, well, what if there was a werewolf motorcycle gang? What if a senator was a werewolf? That sort of a thing. It's
just so much you could do with it too, dude. Like you could have a fucking vampire my motorcycle crew where they're fucking doing street bikes, maybe they're fucking, what I'm talking about? Like a little more slinky and shit and fucking quick and got katanas and you know what I'm talking about? And you got the wolves on the fucking motorcycles, having choppers, and there's just so much you could do with the concept. The movie was awesome. I give it 2 horns way the fuck up, but dude, it's a gold mine as far as I'm concerned.
And one of the things I love about this movie too is that it doesn't wear out its welcome. It's 82 minutes long.
Yeah, 100 or an hour and 19 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
And that last 10 minutes, they fucking that's
go for broke.
Well, I like that, and I like the whole just scene where they go up into the Satanist tower. You know what I mean? That, and then I like the whole when he's reading the tarot cards. I think. Those are my favorite scenes. Those are the scariest ones to me. That seemed like, oh well, if this was real, this is real. Like this could happen. Like if someone could shapeshift and shit could happen. This seems pretty fucking realistic. Like in the 70s, this is happening. There's that shit. That looks like almost like this right here reminded me of Preston's art.
Yes. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Without a doubt. I'm like, Preston's got to fucking take a look at this.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, somebody pointed out her boob looks a little funny. I think her face looks a little funny. It's still a badass piece, though. Check that out.
Yeah, shit's tight, dude. That's my favorite piece.
Yeah, mine too.
Well, I don't know. I'd say I know what I do like that first one a little more, but that one's definitely like close second.
Brian, can you embiggen me for just a moment?
Yeah, hell yeah.
We're
dude.
speaking about art. I want to show everybody something.
Please.
You see that piece of art right there?
Yeah.
That's Bill Moss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I blew it up. Yeah, I see Crum's reflection there.
Nice.
Oh, you got the original. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, boy.
Dude, this came yesterday. Blown away.
Dude.
Nice.
Blown the fuck away, dude.
Got Crom in the blade, huh?
Yeah. It's another cromage, man. Come on.
Oh man, I'm so glad you're having so much fun with this, man.
Dude, I don't think sometimes I don't think I deserve some of the fun I'm having right now.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Without a doubt, you're always busting your ass for other people. It's time for people to bust their asses for you, bruh.
Well, I mean, but look, I mean, we did the launch party for Nera X on the Madness channel in an hour, and I'm not taking credit for all of this because by all means they all have a fan base, but they had 57 backers by the end of that hour, and
Sweet.
I mean, it was well on its way to funding. I think actually it funded, like,
Ooh,
nice,
like so. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it funded within that hour. Yeah, 40 minutes or something. It was funded, and then it was, So I mean, they showed their appreciation. But come on, man, I can't say that's going to happen for every person that I do a launch party for. What I mean?
No. But the point is that you make that effort. It's kind of like
I do.
If somebody like tries to do me a favor, if like somebody tried to get me a job and it didn't work out, I still treat it like they got me a job.
Well, they tried to do me a solid.
Yes. If you try to do me a solid and it doesn't work out, you still did me a solid.
Yeah.
I mean, you still went out of your way for me. And
absolutely.
You guys know I do this. I mean, there was a few reasons that kind of came together at the right time for this all to happen. COVID, obviously. My group would still just be a look what I got group if COVID hadn't changed the direction of the Madness and turned it into a networking and promotion group. I mean, COVID did that. Getting kicked out of a group a few months before that is what started the madness. Otherwise, it would never have happened because it wouldn't have been my group. You know what I mean? It was like a lot of things happened all for a good reason, that were all bad things at the time.
Dude.
You see what I'm saying? Got kicked out of my group, COVID, these were all bad things, but good things kept happening to me.
Yeah, me too.
Weird, dude. 2020, 2021 flattened me, man. Bulldozed me.
Dude, there was some guilt complex that went along with some of 21, okay? Because like I was doing good, things were popping, and I had other people that were struggling, and it was like,
yeah. I know. It's like I'm prospering while other people are suffering from the same thing that I'm prospering from.
And it's not like I was making a bunch of money, because y'all know I ain't but people sending me stuff like this. I mean, that's
awesome, man.
That's the kind of stuff that I get to leave down to my son and my grandkids, which is all I've ever wanted to do since I started collecting. Something to leave, because you know what I got from my dad? A pocket knife.
Right.
It's on my son's keychain right now.
Right.
But that was the only thing I came home with,
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not doing that to my son. I'm leaving him something, something that he can look at, like all the art of me and stuff. I'm sure he's not going to get rid of that. The kids claim all these the super pops and the Jedi pops. They got all the Odin pops. They got all them claimed. And they're not getting sold to nobody ever,
And then your great grandkids will be like, who the hell is this fool?
There's going to be all this YouTube content where they can see this was your great grandpa. This was your great great grandpa.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, I get to leave a legacy, and the madness, y'all know my grandson has already said he's taking that shit over when I'm gone. So it's
that's beautiful. Yeah. Although, man, the thing that like we all know 6 a.m. Comics, Mark Marianelli, Starfetched, right?
Yeah.
Right. This will give you the feels, man. I don't know if you heard this story. He's making that for his son, who's I think 6 or 7.
That's cool, man.
Except he's not making it for him now. He's making it for him when he grows up. Right?
So cool.
Because it's the same way, like if you make a beautiful handmade toy for a child and give it to them, there we go. And you give it to them, they're going to be like, yeah, whatever. Where's my fucking Transformers, mofo? Right? Right? They're not going to appreciate that. But when they grow up, they give anything for that little carved little wooden horse or something like that.
6 a.m. did that one too.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
So
6 a.m.
So when he releases that book, it's going to be a love letter to his son, and when he grows up. So when he's an adult, he'll read it, and it'll be like his father telling him from the past, like, "This is how I felt about you."
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
So freaking cool, man. So freaking cool. Oh my God, when he, I always bust his balls. Like, when are you launching? When are you launching? When are you launching?
Right? He needs to launch. I wanted to see everybody come out and fucking support him. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, without a doubt, he's done so many solids for so many people.
He hooked me up twice. Fuck.
Yeah, and that's what I love about this community. It's just, man, so many people that are just doing stuff without any expectation of a reward.
Oh yeah,
selflessness.
The collage that Tank did over the weekend.
Generosity.
Yeah.
That collage that Tank did over the weekend. There's 30-something characters on that thing. We're going to give it away. Digital giveaway. It's going to have an attachment ledger that has where every one of those characters came from, who created it, where you can find it, so you can go get you some. We're going to use it as a promotional tool. But dude, Brian, did you see Six Gun? Did you see it?
Yeah. I mean, has he done more work on it since, or
he was working on it this morning during Morning Brew, man.
Oh man, and I'm so, dude. Once again, my apologies for not being able to swing by yesterday. There's just too much crap going on, like family shit.
Yeah, I ain't tripping. You know what's up.
No, I know, but I still, you know, if I say I'm going to be somewhere, I like to be there, and then if I can't, you know, I still have to issue a
Well, see,
an apology.
the only place you said you were going to be was Sunday night CromCon, 7 o'clock.
That's right, and I couldn't
We
do that.
covered that. We had Smokes the Fox, and you know, I mean, we just rolled right through that segment, no problem.
Okay.
Like you weren't even there, bro. No.
Good. Good. Seriously, because there's
But
one
you
thing
weren't obligated to be anywhere else. Like you weren't obligated to be at Monday Madness or any of them shows yesterday or anything. That was, you know,
Okay.
all
right.
I just threw you the link just in case you wanted to come up.
Right. No, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that.
Go sign up for that one too.
Oh yeah, everybody, Tales from the Natverse. Heavy metal's not heavy metal anymore. Heavy metal is soy, incredibly soy. It's a disgrace. Disgrace with Alex DeCampi and freaking what's his face?
Rusted
Mark
aluminum.
Wade.
That crushes heavy metal.
That's what I'm saying. Heavy metal is not heavy metal anymore. Tales from the Natverse is heavy metal. So go check that shit out. And although I may have to rescind that because Sim's like, is that Teen Wolf's dad? I now see this as canon. Okay, look. Werewolves do not play basketball. They rip motherfuckers apart. Do werewolves ride motorcycles? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with. I'm okay with werewolves on motorcycles. It's not playing freaking basketball.
Hey, Brian,
God damn it, man!
You think I could get one of them wrench things over there?
Yeah. How do I do that again? Do I do that on the? Wait, hold on a second.
YouTube.
Let me see.
Right to the right, the 3 dots. Click. Bing. You got to scroll up where I said hey yo.
All right, let me do that because I always keep the YouTube closed so I don't accidentally.
I hear you.
Echo.
Right. I just turn the volume down and keep it open just in case I need to go there.
Right. Yeah, no, it makes that makes sense. And anybody else who wants a ranch, you can get a ranch too. I am generous when it comes to giving ranches.
Yeah, me too. I just give them to everybody. Put your own link in there, man.
Seriously, man, this is it's a club. It's a community. Everybody, come on in.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, D. Snyder got all messed up too, man. He wants to rock, but only with certain people now.
Yeah, I missed that one. Snyder?
Yeah, D. Snyder, man. He went all mandate and crazy and shit. It's like, come on, dude. You used to be all anti-establishment and crapping on Skipper Gore, and you used to be all against that.
Used to be all.
You like walk hand in hand with them.
What has he burn in hell?
What has he turned? Has he turned pro censorship or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
Motherfucker!
All that,
I'll burn in hell.
Well, he can go suck a what then.
It was sad because I was following him, and I actually, because he was a comic collector, was actually trying to get him on CromCon.
Oh man!
Until he went out and said something really stupid, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to."
He's been saying some stupid shit. Fucking was it a Razor Fist was? I think he's dropping some tweets about that fool. It's funny as fuck throughout the year or so.
Well, look, if people are gonna say stupid shit, I've said a lot of stupid shit in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Most of us have. What kills me is when you have people who are artists and creators, and then they're pro censorship.
Yeah,
That's
they don't
stupid,
understand that artists are usually the first ones that get taken out of the equation because they have free thought.
Exactly, and dangerous and potentially dangerous thought.
Yeah,
man. But oh man, I hope that's true about the Twitter keyboard warriors losing influence, because some people are saying that I guess Hollywood's starting to catch on. Wait a second, these people don't have any real power, right? The comic book industry, it's just Twitter fucking keyboard warriors are sick freaks. They don't represent an actual like group of people that's of any significant size.
Right.
Most people are not on Twitter.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Most
They got
people are
jobs
not
and
on
shit.
Twitter. Not
They
only
go in
that-
and buy their movies and their comics and their video games, and then they go back to work and shit, hang out with their family. You know.
And people are wondering, just like, wait a second, why is Thor a chick?
I gotta
Mhm.
I gotta point this out to
Fuck.
everybody on Twitter right now that we're, you know, whenever you see that CG is a hate group and any of that kind of stuff, look for the amount of followers the
Yeah.
person who says it has. They usually have 30 or 40 followers, which says I'm a sock account of Mark
Yeah.
Brooks or something like that.
Or one
Yeah.
follower. Put me a sock
Call them
puppet.
out. Call them out.
Yeah, they
Your
artificially inflate their
43
numbers.
followers are
Yeah.
seriously impressed with you.
Yeah.
You know, call them out. Make sure everybody knows this is a bot. This is somebody that doesn't want us to know who it really is, that
Right.
just is spewing the same crap that everybody hears, but it's never based on any kind of proof or truth. It's like I
Nope.
told this dude, go to my channel and find the racism and the misogyny and the hate. I said, go to my channel, watch my 500 fucking
going to.
streams and find this hate. And when you find it, let me know.
Right.
Because
But here's the thing.
he is right there on every video I do.
People
Okay.
are not going to do the 5 minutes of research.
No,
They're not
he
going to do it.
instantly said, why would I go look at your biased channel?
Exactly.
Always that
My
way.
channel has
Right.
Kickstarters, Indiegogos, Amazons, Gumroads.
That's how you know
okay?
they're SJW,
My
and they're just
channel
gonna
doesn't-
fucking.
doesn't care what platform
They don't-
you're
They don't want a conversation.
They don't
They
want
don't
legwork.
want a debate. They don't
No.
want anything other than to like hurt people.
And
you know?
double down.
That's
Like,
what I mean.
it's
That's when you look and you
stupid.
say, oh, 40 followers. Now I know it's somebody's sock account. It's a bot.
Yeah.
It's, you know what I mean? Because those are the only ones really out there saying that, other than the true victimhood people like Mark Brooks himself. I'm pretty sure some of these accounts are these same people.
Oh, without a doubt.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
They
have
are
got smashed
their
so
numbers
bad
like
that
that.
then they go out and try to reinforce their own crap with a bot account, okay, with a
Yeah.
sock account. And just call them out every time you see them. Just call them out. Yeah, you and your 43 followers are cheering, and you'll notice nothing they say gets a like.
Right. Right.
Yeah, totally, man.
Okay, nothing they say gets a like. None of their followers give a shit.
Nah.
All
Yeah.
43 of them. You see what I'm
Cringe,
saying?
too. It's cringe. Cringe for the average normie follower, you know, even if they're on Twitter, you know. They don't want to be caught up in that stupid shit.
No, it's fucking boring, right?
Yeah.
And it's just negative vibes. It's like, who needs that crap? Like I said, I was like, you know, dealing with that Twitter hate mob, and I dealt with it for like literally like a half an hour, a little bit, you know, about maybe 35 minutes or so.
Funny,
Right?
just blowing up your phone and shit.
With these fools, right? And then of course they get their people, and the you know, and then those people get their people, and next
Yeah.
thing I know, I've got like you know, I'm debating with like 50. Well, not even debating, right? But just
It's attacked from the fucking roots, because Twitter is a fucking root. It's like a bunch of branches that branch off, and roots and
Right.
branches. You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
what the fuck? It's coming from all these different sides.
right,
Oh yeah,
right,
and you
then
can
it
tell
was-
kind of like when they're just there to fuck with you, and they don't give a fuck about what you got to say, and they don't want to do the legwork, and they don't want to do the investigation. They're just there to
You
fucking
can
attack.
tell.
Yeah, they've made up their minds, and they're using their fake outrage, because that's what it is, to get social capital.
Oh yeah, totally.
Because the real people will have an occasional real post on their timeline.
Yeah, yeah.
The fakes,
Yeah.
all it is one attack on somebody after another.
Yeah, and,
You see
and a
what
lot
I'm
of the time
saying?
it's like they're doing
real
it to
people
virtue
at
signal,
least
you know.
have, you know,
Oh,
a
of
picture of a
course.
dog or something somewhere in here. Right?
It's like it's basically like a resume now for some professions.
It
For you to go
is.
out there and fucking talk shit and start shit with Comicsgate, you know. For me, it's like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
guy or gal, they're fucking. This is part of their resume right now. Because even if you were going into a job for a new industry, they look at your Twitter, they look at your Instagram.
Hell yeah,
this
they do.
motherfucker travels and goes to Norway and goes to fucking Thailand and does this and does fucking community shit and donates to charities, and he's fucking woke, and you know, they look at all that shit. They've
Yeah, they
done that
do.
for the last 10 years. So
Yeah. I mean,
now
that's-
if you're, you know, talking shit to Comicsgate and that's your fucking industry, that's your job application.
Well, that's
That's
what
a
I'm saying.
job.
Here's
I think
the
some of
thing,
these
here's the
people are
thing.
actually getting paid to do it too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah, those people exist too, for sure,
Mhm.
right? And
Definitely.
you know, just the other day, I saw a tweet from Cullen Bunn, who's a excellent horror comic writer.
Yeah, I got some of his books.
He wrote The Empty Man, which just turned into a really pretty good a horror movie, slightly overlong but good.
Oh yeah, that movie was pretty cool. I think I've seen that one.
Right, and he said, yeah, like my publishers let me go. They told me we're not in the Cullen Bunn business anymore.
It has to be Aftershock because that's who he was like doing a lot of books for. Because he was doing like like Dark Ark. I was buying that book for a while.
Yeah,
back before all the shit got fucked up, and he did a Vlad the Impaler book there. He did a book too called like Breaking of Helheim. It was a badass Viking book. I think he did with Joel Jones.
That
shit was, it was like a Frankensteinian Viking type book.
Oh man,
that was cool.
Great writer.
He did the Sixth Gun. I always wanted to pick that up. I never did.
That's very good.
I always wanted to read that, but I never wanted to fuck with it because it was so like close to my book, you know. And I didn't want to get. I try to stay away like from things that'll influence me that are
cross-pollination.
Like Bloodborne. I haven't even checked out Bloodborne yet because it's so much like my character too. So
right.
But yeah, dude,
that makes total sense. But like, you know, he just posts a picture of a glass of whiskey.
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm done. And I'm just like, dude, come over here. Come out, hang over here.
Yeah, and he blocked Ethan or whatever, and it's like even Ethan, you know, Ethan's like, well, that's fucked up. You blocked me, but it's like, hey, dude, Ethan would still probably like, hey, dude, you can come over here, bro. It's all right. You don't gotta block me, but you know, but everybody looked at it and they're like, well, fuck, dude, this shit's real.
I can understand.
He's a big dog. He's a big dog.
Yeah, and I can understand why people would be afraid, right? So he's thinking, oh my God, if I deal with these people, even if I know the scoop and I know that they're not alt-right Yahtzees,
right?
I'm gonna get blacklisted, dude.
Yeah, and he's kind of
you're already blacklisted.
He's kind of like that was a low key fucking unnoticeable. Like, I mean, we've been there for a while, but it's like, dude, it's Cullen Bunn. Like he was writing like a lot of the cool shit like towards the end. For me, like towards the end of the comic book industry, dude. Like for me, like I got back into it with the New 52, and so all that shit was kind of cool. You know what I mean? And then it slowly started to dwindle over the last few years, you know, and he was a big fucking writer back for that, you know, and just seeing that, dude, that's fucking crazy. Like he was one of the last ones, and I could totally like what he said to me, I could totally hear someone saying that to him because people are fucking vicious now in the industry, and they don't give a fuck.
He's an evil white male.
Hey guys,
they don't want him. They don't want him, right?
I got to go join Hex.
Hex? What's Hex doing?
They got the State of the Union.
Shit.
Oh my God, it's him and J. Pope Dalla and
Build back better butter. But listen, man. Come on, man.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'll send you the link. Let's go.
Oh yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Stream bomb. That sounds good. And we've been going on like almost 2 hours. Okay, real quick. Another thing I want to start doing too is I want to start asking people like, hey, do you want to pick a movie and then come on and talk about it? So Sim, Vaughn, anybody else that might be watching, if you're just like, oh, I really love this movie, it has to be something that's not behind a paywall. But if there's like a movie that's an old favorite of yours that you want us to discuss, I think that could be a heck of a lot of fun, because I loved doing Last House on the Left with.
That was great.
Yeah, that was fun. That was great. And you, Matt? Well, I mean, movies sometimes. You like?
Am I ready for the State of the Union?
Let me see. What's that? Go back, better butter. Go back, better butter. Wait, hold on. I can't. I'm a. What the hell is going on? You're in the desert.
I like that one.
Who's it signed by?
Ted Nugent, baby.
Oh yeah. Oh man, he said Ted Nugent.
Ted, man.
Wango Tango, Wango Tango. You can go Wango Tango his ass off a cliff as far as I'm concerned, but that's awesome. That's kicking out. Oh, dude. Yeah, you want that under glass.
Yeah, I gotta go see. I gotta go to the State of the Union stream wearing this.
Dude, that and think about wearing that and then rocking those fucking sneakers that are coming your way. All right, everybody, click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the little bell. Homeboy needs subs, so hook a brother up. And we will say peace and love, and we will talk to you next week.